Welcome to another CTV Sports presentation. CTV Sports is brought to you by St. Clair Chevy Buick GMC. We care. By Murphy Inn Restaurant and Hotel in St. Clair. By North Star Bank, North Star, guiding the way. By Neiman's Family Market. By St. Clair Home Goods and Ace Hardware. And by CTV, Community TV for Marine City and St. Clair.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another edition of high school basketball on CTV. Tom Brenner along with Brad Robbins will join the party in just a moment. We're getting ready for boys basketball between the St. Clair Saints and the Port Huron Northern Huskies. For now, we'll send it down to our public address announcer, Denny White, with the announcement of our starting lineups and the singing of our national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise and face the flag? Gentlemen, please remove your caps as we honor America this evening with the singing of our national anthem by St. Clair High School's own Nick McDermott. Oh, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last peep, who brought stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed, and the rocket's red glare of a bursting air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, stay does the star-spangled banner yet wave, for the landed of the free, and the home of the brave. Ladies and gentlemen, St. Clair High School welcomes you to tonight's varsity contest between the Huskies of Port Huron Northern High School and the Saints of St. Clair High School. Tonight's starting lineup, in a spirit of sportsmanship, read in alternating fashion, beginning with the Huskies. Senior, number 2, Trey Kidd. For the Saints, junior, number 1, Austin Schwager. For Port Huron Northern, junior, number 5, Braden McGregor. For St. Clair, junior, number 13, Ryan Zimmer. For the Huskies, junior, number 11, James DeLong. For the Saints, senior, number 14, Scott Selleck. For Port Huron Northern, junior, number 12, Carter Stoner. For St. Clair, senior, number 21, Matt Eisenhart. For the Huskies, sophomore number 33, Ryan Saints, junior number 31, Sean Donaldson. The Huskies are coached by Brian Jameson, assisted by Mark Dickinson and Austin Shell. The Saints are coached by Corey Tanton, assisted by Matt Vistorath and Todd Culling.
With that, another beautiful addition to the starting lineups. National anthem here at St. Clair High School, where we're getting ready for another MAC Gold Division matchup between the St. Clair Saints, who come in with an 8-4 overall record, 3-3 in the Gold, taking on the Port Huron Northern Huskies. They're 4-7 overall, 2-4 in the conference. Brad, should be an exciting one. Good crowd, of course. Port Huron Northern in the house. What are we expecting to see in this one?
Yeah, a couple local teams in a rematch, really. I think Northern got St. Clair at their place, so St. Clair looking for a little redemption here. Nice crowd in the house. And the Saints coming off of kind of a funky loss the other night. We covered a game against Sterling Heights, who hadn't won to that point, and 26 three-pointers made in that game, 13 by the Stallions. And Saints looking to bounce back on their home floor against a considerably better opponent tonight, so they're going to have to get after it today.
Tip off there between Ryan Zimmer and Braden McGregor of Port Huron Northern. Port Huron Northern wins the tip. That was the Michigan commit against a kid who's got some Ohio State representation watching him tonight.
Yeah, Coach Day and Coach Madison representing the Buckeyes, watching Braden McGregor tonight, who's a high and elite football prospect. It's kind of an interesting crowd here tonight as we get the scoring underway.
Trey Kidd got the steal there. James DeLong with the finish. Port Huron Northern with a 2-0 start.
Sean Donaldson on the last possession. Unfortunately, got back tip, wasn't aware, didn't have the quick count in front of him to know how many Northern guys were behind him, and had the turnover. Good strong take, and official Joe Lewandowski going to give the benefit of the doubt to number 33 there, Ryan McNeil for the Huskies. Calls it a jump ball. Possession arrow to the Saints.
Donaldson set to inbound, just about a minute in to go. They get it right into Zimmer. Goes to his right hand, back up top. Eisenhart for three. That one's long, and that one's rebounded by the 6'6 McGregor. Long three on the way for Port Huron Northern. That's good. That's number 12, Carter Stoner. 5-0 Port Huron Northern early.
Yeah, nice strong rebound by McGregor. It'll be interesting to see. The Saints probably want to try to get him in foul trouble a little bit, pound the rock into Zimmer, and Zimmer's not quite as stout, but certainly has the height to contend with. He's going to have to work hard to keep position on the block.
Eisenhart back up top is looking for Donaldson. I think that was deflected, so Donaldson can pick it up. Saints maintain possession.
Both teams running man-to-man at one another right now.
Zimmer looking for a screen for Donaldson. He kicks it over. Three on the way is up and long. Zimmer with an offensive rebound. Back into the hands of Donaldson. He'll reset the Saints offense. McGregor on the ground. Eisenhart for three once again. And McGregor with a rebound.
Saints with a good possession there. Multiple opportunities. Got to capitalize on one and look a little cold to start.
Kidd for three. That one's up and good. That's going to force an early St. Clair timeout. 8-0 Port Huron Northern, just 2 minutes into the basketball game.
Yeah, and as cold as St. Clair has looked on the offensive end, although they've been able to get some flow and some looks, the shots haven't looked real pretty. Northern's just as hot on the other end. Trey Kidd knocks that down. They're spreading it out a little bit, but a couple of three-pointers and a nice drive to the bucket created a timeout situation. Coach Tanton, as they lost by 14 last time, knows he's probably going to guard against the deficit a little bit and wants to break it down and settle his guys down a little bit.
Port Huron Northern is a pretty heavy junior and senior team, but they do have plenty of juniors there. Carter Stoner actually is a phenomenal cross-country runner. Hit a three for Port Huron Northern earlier in the game. He actually won the MAC. The MAC White won the whole race. So kind of cool to see him out here playing basketball, doing his thing.
He's got the look to him.
Seen his name in the paper a couple times, leading the team in scoring.
Huskies, kind of wide-ranging experience, but across the board, you got some pretty good size for a high school team. 6'6", 6'5", 6'5", 6'3", 6'6", 6'5". Don't see that very often, so I'm not sure at the ability level. I don't have a great scouting report on all that height that comes off the bench, but it's always good to have size, help you rebound.
Donaldson with the basketball back up to sell it. Eisenhart drives the lane, goes up left-handed, up no good. Brought down there by James DeLong. Hesitation dribble, drives the lane, flips it up, no good. Rebound into the hands of Schwager, and the Saints will push. Doesn't really have numbers, but still gets it into the hands of Zimmer. Goes up for the lane, it's up and good.
Nice athletic play by Ryan Zimmer. Good hands to catch, kind of all in one spin, and then the body control to make the little layup.
Saints didn't match up right away, and Trey Kidd, the 5'9" senior, makes them pay another 3. That's 3 on the night for the Huskies, make it 11-2.
Secondary break's a problem right now for the Saints, not defending it very well. Trey Kidd's got 2 threes on it. They're going to have to get a hand out, make sure they're matched up quicker.
Zimmer inside, gets it to Selleck, back over Schwager, 3 on its way up, no good, but Donaldson pulls it back down for the Saints. 4:30 to go here in the first quarter. Eisenhart thought about it, gets it into Zimmer, goes to his right hand, up, no good. McGregor with the rebound. Along with the basketball.
I like Zimmer being assertive there. I like that Eisenhart was assertive and went right to the cup. Got to stay on the attack and get your 3-pointers from an inside-out perspective.
Stoner almost pulled up from Steph Curry range, decides not to. Looks like a long 2 is up and good. That's number 33, Ryan McNeil, just a sophomore. They list him at 6'6".
Nice touch from about 15 feet.
Saints working the basketball around. Selleck for 3 from the top, no good. McGregor there with the physical presence, another rebound. And the Huskies are back off and running to the offensive end. Stoner on the wing. Back to Kidd, resets the offense.
Saints already kind of in a tough spot here. Got to string a couple stops together. 11-point lead for the Huskies. All the momentum squarely on their side of the floor.
Looking inside of McGregor, not there. Kidd going to drive the lane, nothing there. Stoner wide open for 3. That one's up and long. Zimmer with the rebound. Schwager driving. Huskies with their heads down. He makes them pay, make it 13-4.
Nice drive. Austin Schwager showed that a couple times the other night in big spots, able to get to the rack when it's important. Sensed a fleeting moment there for the Saints and went right to the rack.
Saints showed a little bit of a press there. Huskies get it out and reset. Kidd for 3 once again. This one's up and long. Selleck looks to pull it down, scramble for the basketball. Bodies all over the place. See if they'll call, it looks like there'll be a foul called on St. Clair. I imagine it'll be called on Austin Schwager.
Sean Donaldson actually with a pretty good job there on that long 3-pointer, keeping McGregor out of position to rebound. Realized he had a bad spot and forced him deep under the rim. Unfortunately for the Saints, they weren't able to come up with the 50-50 ball, and Austin Schwager to boot gets a foul. They're just going to have to defend and do it one more time.
Good pressure defense from the Saints. Down 9, heading towards 2.5 to go in the first quarter. Huskies run a play, get an open look, not there. Good box out by Schwager, pulls down the rebound and pushes the pace. Ball knocked away, it'll stay with the Saints.
Austin Schwager providing the spark right now. The other night it was Sean Donaldson. Both competitive guys, fiery guys that get after it. Them and you see Dombrowski will come in and provide that as well. Or actually he stepped on the floor. You'll see that out of number 2 as well. Guys that don't necessarily have every physical tool that you want in an elite basketball prospect, but they get after it and represent themselves real well.
Made some key free throws a few games ago for the Saints. Good drive by Schwager. This one's up, couldn't quite finish it, but he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
For the Saints right now, with how big the Huskies are and the matchups that they have in the interior, Austin Schwager's kind of finding a niche there where he might be able to get to the cup a little bit. And if Zimmer can keep McGregor out of the way and he's not able to alter shots, Schwager might be onto something here and force the Huskies to adjust.
First free throw up and good, or no good, excuse me. A rare stoppage in play here, so to speak. Pretty good pace early going. Second one's up and good. Make it 13-5. 2:09 to go here in the first quarter.
Strange thing the other night with all those 3-pointers that John Carter and I watched in that loss that the Saints took. They shot their first foul shot with about 7 seconds left in the basketball game for the entire game between both teams. It was a 3-point display, and there you see Austin Schwager. I think he's found something there, and he needs to keep going to that well until they adjust.
Goes back to the line to shoot 2.
Husky foul, number 24.
Second team foul.
His first, team second.
Coach Jamison for the Huskies. Austin Schweiger's not going to be the first guy that jumps out on a scouting report in terms of, locking up your best defender on him, but he's more than capable, and he definitely the want and the will to win are never going to be questioned with him. So Saints maybe have to use that if they're going to lock up some of the more reliable scorers like a Zimmer or a Donaldson.
Second one is up and good. Make it 13-6. Saints showing a press now.
Look to slow the Huskies secondary breakdown just a bit here with this 2-2-1 look.
Good long pass to break it up. Kidd, three on the way. Long, Dombrowski with the rebound. See if the Saints look to push it. Sure looks like Coach Tanton, that's what he wants. Good pass inside.
Again.
Dombrowski floats one. Tough shot, no good. Ball will stay with the Saints.
Saints holding their own on the glass right now on both ends of the floor. They've gotten a couple of offensive boards. Just one time where they had a tough luck rebound. Other than that, the Huskies have just shot it pretty well. It's hard to rebound a shot that goes in.
Griffin DeLore enters the ball game for the Saints. Gleason triggers from the baseline, gets it into Zimmer. Back over Dombrowski. Oh, he had the cutter, didn't make the pass. Drives the lane, kicks it. We're going to have a foul on the inside on Port Huron Northern.
Huskies having a hard time moving their feet against St. Clair's guards. Saints have found some success trying to get into the paint.
Gleason inside is Zimmer. Gleason in the paint, goes to his left hand, up and good. Good looking touch there. Make it 13-8. Saints within 5.
Nice left hand, Brady Gleason, using them both. Another play by Gleason, steps in, gets a stop right in front of McGregor.
Saints with only one starter on the floor right now. The subs came in and making a big difference, and it seems to be starting on the defensive end right now.
Garrison Dombrowski, very crafty there on the way up the floor. It needs to look just like that because in reality, Garrison's creating that contact, but it looks a lot like he's being ridden down the court by number 22 there. That's Josh Ward. And Garrison draws the foul.
34, Connor Rankin will come in for Braden McGregor. Dombrowski with the basketball for the Saints, takes a screen from Gleason. He's going to drive, pull up from the baseline, up, no good. Brought down by James DeLong, and he'll push the pace for the Huskies.
Trey Kidd did a good job for Northern there, altering Dombrowski's shot, made him kind of change it in the air. It went from being Garrison's form to Lonzo Ball's form real quick and forced the miss.
36 seconds to go here in the first quarter. A couple subs going to come in. Stoner comes in for Port Huron Northern. Eisenhart back in for the Saints. Zimmer gets his first rest of the night. Probably a good spot at the end of the first quarter coming up.
Always like to have a plan for those guys when you got close games, guys who need to be on the floor a lot. You try to extend their quarter by 30 seconds here or there if you can. Eisenhart probably went to the table with about 1:10 left, and it is what it is.
DeLong with the basketball for Port Huron Northern. Looks to his left side, not there, still dribbling.
Saints kind of ratcheted up the defensive pressure a little bit. I think just in watching the early going first quarter, might have a little bit of an advantage physically out on the perimeter. I think they got some guys who can bother Northern's guards with their size and toughness.
Coach Tanton just hoping for 13 more seconds of defense. That's all we got left here in the first quarter on CTV. Looking for Stoner, not there. Looking inside, Gleason has it. 5 seconds remain. 4, loses the handle, gets it over. DeLore, 3 on the way is long, and that's where we'll end it here in the first quarter. St. Clair with 8, Port Huron Northern with 13. Second quarter action in moments.
North Star Bank is a true community bank whose loan approvals are made locally by bankers who live in our community, understanding your needs, and will meet face-to-face to discuss what's important to you. From opening accounts to recommending products and services, North Star Bank looks forward to sitting down with you and building a strong relationship to reach your financial goals. North Star Bank, guiding the way. Loans are subject to credit approval, equal housing lender, and member of FDIC.
If we please have your attention to midcourt, as athletic director Sandy Rutledge honors two of our St. Clair High School coaches who earned MAC Coach of the Year awards last fall. Michelle Ackett's MAC Gold Volleyball Coach of the Year. Ken Tarlar's MAC Gold Girls Golf Coach of the Year. Congratulations to these coaches and thank you for all the time you put in to make our program successful.
It's a good way to get things started here in the second quarter on CTV, just in case you couldn't quite hear that. We honored Sandy Rutledge there, the athletic director here at St. Clair High School, honoring Michelle Ackett, who was named the MAC Gold Volleyball Coach of the Year, and Ken Parlag, the MAC Gold Girls Golf Coach of the Year. Congrats to these coaches, and thanks for all the time they put in. Of course, it takes a lot of effort and time goes into these sports.
No doubt about it. The dollars per hour don't equate, so it's always nice to be recognized when you win something. Put a lot of time in, build relationships with kids, always appreciated. So thank you, coaches. Even if you weren't here receiving a plaque, thank you too. Speaking of coaches, the end of that quarter, Brian Jameson has run the same exact backdoor play, which many coaches have renamed, but even back to when I played high school basketball, and credit goes to the St. Clair staff, had it scouted out and put Brady Gleason right in the way of it. He was trying to get a quick bucket at the end there, and the Saints ended up getting a shot off. Unfortunately, it didn't go in, but a really nice coaching job by the Saints staff in preparing their guys for that play.
Saints down 5 here in the second quarter. Port Huron Northern likes that baseline action, trying to get an open 3. Foul going to be called here on St. Clair. Their 4th team foul.
Saints have settled in nicely. Northern came out hot, 8-0. Since that time, it's been a pretty even game.
Last time I was on the call here on CTV, Warren Woods Tower got off to a pretty hot start, and St. Clair weathered that storm pretty decent, doing the same thing here tonight. First free throw up and good for number 22, Josh Ward, a 5'11" senior. Austin Schweiger back into the ball game for Dombrowski. Saints here in the second quarter with Lenarski, Delore, Gleason, Schweiger, and Eisenhart. Second free throw up and also good. Make it 15-8 Port Huron Northern. Schweiger with the basketball in his hands.
See if Schweiger goes back to the well, keeps trying to attack, especially with some of the bigger guys not on the floor for the Saints. McGregor also on the bench for the Huskies. Got to take advantage of that time, use those matchups.
Schweiger got a little screen, look back, nice pass, back into Eisenhart, easy finish. 15-10.
It's a good look by Austin Schweiger, and just as good of Matt Eisenhart being able to be aware and catch it and score it.
Ben Walton just took the basketball. He's not a typical looking guard. Takes the basketball and goes coast to coast, make it 17-10. Port Huron Northern, that forced a timeout by Coach 10. This is probably a message being sent here more than an X's and O's timeout, I'd imagine.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I don't think I'm sure he loved the pass by Schweiger and the finish by Eisenhart. The problem with that is what killed the Saints early was the transition defense, and when it seemed like they had that shored up by putting on the 2-2-1 press and slowing it down, one possession into the quarter, and Port Huron Northern goes down and gets another easy bucket. That's how they started the first quarter. So probably a point of frustration for Coach Tanton in that they thought they had that locked up, and it's like the kids forgot. So a quick 30-second timeout, maybe to chew on them a little bit and remind them of their responsibilities. And back here with 6:43 to go, hopefully they clean it up again.
Schweiger with the basketball in his hands once again. I don't think that's an accident. Port Huron Northern with a little sneaky pressure. Lenarski with a drive, goes up right hand, up, gets the bounce to go, make it 17-12.
Little home roll for Jared Lenarski there, right over the top of the prospect, right? McGregor standing there trying to alter shots. They came out aggressive, trying to put on a trap, and Lenarski's not having any of it.
Well, the good news for McGregor is the Ohio State coaches weren't here to see that happen.
They didn't see that. They just went to catch their jet. So McGregor can relax now. He can have a seat. We don't need him anymore.
It's like it never happened.
Because he does look like he's a little bit of a problem in there. He's a strong, strong young man. And our big guys have their work cut out for him.
Schweiger with the basketball once again. 6:20 to go. Carter Dombrowski dishes it inside Gleason, looking for Eisenhart. Back out Schwager, fake drive. Back over Gleason, thought about it. Pulls it back out for the Saints. They'll reset with Delore.
Brady Gleason, the quarterback on our football team, makes a good decision right there. Brings the ball back out instead of being aggressive and taking a shot that he wasn't ready to take.
Carter Dombrowski with the basketball, facing a little pressure. Eisenhart. It's like an off-the-ball foul going to be called. Just saw it out of the corner of my eye. Looked like Carter Dombrowski was fighting for position with Carter Stoner. And they called for a personal foul. That'll bring in a couple of subs for Port Huron Northern.
The Dombrowski duo is crafty using their bodies, but they don't take many of their fouls home with them. And that's part of the allure of putting them on the floor. You just kind of know what you're going to get. It often works out to the Saints' advantage, but I didn't see that offensive foul, but in having watched them play the game, I'm sure there was some validity to it.
Crowd reaction made it seem like it was a pretty obvious
one. No doubt. But right here, he gets a hustle play and gets conked on the head by himself, and he just understands you got to, give a little to get a little. Still a guy you want on your team. You need some scrappy guys to mix it up a little bit, and they are definitely those guys. They play that role for Coach Tanton and the Saints.
Positive sign so far for Coach Tanton's got to be that he's got a lot of his role players in there, and they're holding their own. Still only down 5 here. 5 minutes to go here in the second quarter.
Yeah, outside of that first flurry that Northern's put on, it's been an even game. I like the way that the Saints guards are competing out in the perimeter. I don't know that the Saints are going to make a whole lot of money off the block, but if they can get some looks inside out, and they haven't shot well. Honestly, the shooting for St. Clair's been really ugly. Carter Dombrowski trying to get position, and Carter Stoner fighting hard against it.
Looked like they might have called.
They called the double foul.
Foul number 3, Dombrowski, his second, team 6.
5:10 to go here in the second quarter. Port Huron Northern 17, St. Clair 12. Donaldson back in for Delore. Gleason triggers from the baseline. Looked like he was hoping for Schwager. Gets it out to Eisenhart. Back inside Zimmer, who's back in the ball game. Goes up with a strong right hand and good right around Braden McGregor. 17-14 now.
Saints right back in it. Nice job of weathering the initial storm. Competitive basketball game. Hopefully they can keep it just that way.
Good looking drive from James DeLong. Looked like an off the ball foul on Braden McGregor. That got the crowd going a little bit.
Yeah, McGregor was underneath the rim when the ball went through. Matt Eisenhart standing there apparently in the way for McGregor and just kind of shucked him out of the way. And Eisenhart sold it pretty good, but found himself on the line. Nothing wrong with that.
Shooting 1-and-1. First one up, no good.
Nice job, Brady Gleason.
Gleason with a great offensive rebound gives the Saints another possession. Schwager, Donaldson drives, Zimmer, 3, top, up, no good. Good strong rebound by the little guy, James DeLong. Gets it over, Kidd. Foot on the line, shot up, no good. Zimmer battling inside. Looks like an off-the-ball foul. They're going to give it to Donaldson, even though he's the one who went flying. At least that's sure what it looked like from the officials.
McGregor probably a little bit fortunate that he didn't get anything in addition. I'm sure positioning. You know, you get a guy like that. That's a lot of size. I'm gonna guess here. I haven't read 24/7 sports in a while, but McGregor's running in at 6'5", a comfortable 245 pounds. It's a lot to rebound against. Sean Donaldson does not weigh anywhere near 245 pounds, so he's doing all he can. Gets a foul called against him, and probably feeling like the ball doesn't lie right now.
Eisenhart 3 up and no good. He hustles after it though, but it lands in the hands of James DeLong. He gets it over to Kidd. Looked like he may have walked with it. As soon as he picked up his head, he saw a defender there. Changes things a little bit. Ball back to the St. Clair Saints.
Little chippiness, does have the bench involved and does have the student section involved a little bit. Game's got a little hype to it right now. Saints need to be the more comfortable squad on their home floor, need to make a couple shots. Saints cold right now from anything outside of 5 feet.
Decent little student section going for the Saints. Looks like they got their the jersey night going today. Wear any jersey you want, college or pro.
I did see a Flint Tropics jersey.
Yep, I see it
on the
now.
way in.
I think I even saw in Oklahoma Baker Mayfield.
I did see that. Shout out to Jamison Henson with the Baker Mayfield jersey.
Nice. 4:01 to go in the second quarter. Port Huron Northern 19, St. Clair 14.
Be interesting to see here in the next 4 minutes with what we just mentioned in terms of the elevated emotions of the game, how the officials tighten it down. A lot of times you'll see the officials get caught up in that. You want them to be.
Eisenhart, crafty steal under the bucket, and he finishes up. Saints within 3. It's 19-16. Almost traveled. Not called. Kidd with a good grab. Port Huron Northern able to settle it back down. Things definitely intensifying here at St. Clair High School.
Nice job by the Saints.
McGregor guarded by Gleason. Zimmer comes away with it. Reach-in foul for sure on number 14, Andy Fialco. Zimmer will go to the other end, shoot 1-and-1. Oh, that might be he's shooting 2 now, actually.
That's an advantage for the Saints. I mean, they have 7 fouls of their own, but every time they get fouled here, and as I mentioned, the refs might look to tighten it up just a little bit because it's been chippy. So be a little quicker on the whistle, and every time they do it, St. Clair's going to go to the line and shoot 2.
You could tell on the double foul, though, the one official who made the call, he was definitely trying to send a message by the way he even just delivered a double foul. First free throw up, no good. Selleck back into the game for the Saints. He'll replace Eisenhart.
Of course, the 10 fouls and the double bonus don't mean anything. If you go to the line with the clock stopped and you score 0 points. So Saints going to have to get comfortable and make some foul shots.
Second one up
Just
and
like
good.
that.
Make it 19-17. St. Clair back within 2. Full court press now for Corey 10 Saints.
Pressure on the full has done a nice job of slowing down that break that's hurt the Saints at times in spurts.
I also don't remember the last time the Huskies had a
Back
three-pointer
door.
fall. Gleason did a good job reading that. Help side comes. Saints able to get back on it. Selleck with the basketball.
Same play I mentioned coming into the break. Double screen one way. Guy flips, pivots, has one isolated on the backside. It's supposed to draw any help side defenders over to that shooter and leave one-on-one. It wasn't perfect that time, but Saints recovered in time to stop the easy bucket.
I think last time you mentioned it, Gleason was the one who stepped in. He did that time as well. Zimmer with the basketball, back over to Donaldson. Gleason in the corner, back Zimmer who was cutting. That'll be another foul on Braden McGregor. He sometimes appears to me to be a guy who may not know how big he is and just how strong he is.
I don't know what the word that I'm going to use to describe his play on the basketball court is clunky.
Okay, I like it. That works.
Just based on the pass that he tried to make in the paint that bounced almost to the rafters, not a lot of touch there. He's got the body for it. His rebounds are impressive, but getting up and down the floor and as it comes to playing defense, he's more about getting through you than getting around you, and unfortunately they call fouls for that in basketball, and he might be good on the defensive end, but a little different game.
Both free throws go through, and we got a tie ball game at 19, under 3 minutes to go. Donaldson up in the press. Gleason kind of joins them. Saints fall back. Kidd with the basketball, gets it over to number 22. That's Josh Ward. Goes cross court. Kidd, they were hoping for that 3. It has not been there since that first quarter flurry by the Huskies.
Good recovery by Austin Schweiger with Sean Donaldson. They switched, and Schweiger realized it late and was able to get there on that skip pass.
Huskies trying to get it inside number 33, Ryan McNeil. I mentioned him earlier, a sophomore listed at 6'6". Good job by Schweiger to get back down to the baseline and help on him.
Yeah, McNeil, a nice-sized kid. A little lanky, but you saw that 15-foot jumper ability earlier.
Nice inbounds play for the Huskies. Number 22, Josh Ward, a senior, finishes, gives the Huskies their lead back, 21-19. Schweiger drives, dishes, Donaldson 3 from the corner up. This one rattles in and out. Back comes Port Huron Northern.
Cold shooting continues for the Saints. That's a good look, though. Nice unselfish play. Looks him off by Austin Schweiger. Gets Sean Donaldson a good look. He'll make that if you get it for him again.
Schweiger driving, backing down, gets it to Zimmer. Top 3 up and no good. Boarded, though, by Josh Ward. Good pace going here as we head towards just 1:45 to go in the second quarter. inside, looking to back down, goes to his right hand, kicks it back out. 3 up on its way. This one's good for Josh Ward.
Josh Ward on a little spurt of his own. Heard his name quite a few times here in the last few trips. Kind of rocked his defender to sleep there and let it fly, and nice shot.
Husky lead back up to 5. Donaldson tries another 3. This one up and also no good. Rebounded there by number 24, Ben Walton. It's another 6'3" guy. Kid with the basketball. You see Donaldson battling through a screen. Refs letting it go. Selleck up on his man. Schweiger up on his man. Drive, baseline. Tough shot on the way. No good. Good job by Gleason to get the rebound. Zimmer with the basketball. He's pushing it. Kid tried to get it. Good job of getting it back up top. Gleason. Selleck. Schweiger. 3 up. Good.
Nice ball movement. Unselfish. Scott Selleck, a real good shooter by his own right. Moves it one more to a more open guy. Good on him. And Austin Schweiger executes. But here you see the Saints again, made bucket, opportunity or a necessity for them to get back in transition and struggle to do it in time, and Austin Schweiger picks up his second foul, and he's really played pretty well. So, you know, he's got to sit down here. You don't want to get a third in 44 seconds. So Lenarski's going to come back in, and, you know, he's played good defense, but you're missing that offense that Schweiger's provided. His mom is just staring me down.
I was about
right
to
now.
say, I'd be very, very careful what you say right now.
Me.
Be very, very careful. We're actually surrounded by
Let
moms
the
and
record
grandmas
show
right
that I was only singing his praises and how it was bad that he was going to be leaving the floor.
We'll edit this. We'll edit this later. Free throw up and good. Make it 26-22. Port Huron Northern. 44 seconds to go in the second quarter.
Nobody back in the inbound there for the Saints.
Deflection there. Selleck tries to corral it. Port Huron Northern was looking forward. He dribbles, drives
Good
the lane,
bounce
gets
pass.
it in. Gleason draws
Gleason,
contact.
soft lefty.
And good.
Woo! Nice play, Brady Gleason. Second time he's used the left hand. I can confirm he is a right-handed human being.
Long 2 is up and good. Good looking shot there, James DeLong. 14 seconds clock, heading towards 10 seconds to go. Dombrowski takes the screen from Zimmer, drives the lane, goes up, right hand, no good. Rebound Port Huron Northern. They got 3 seconds to make it happen. Steal by Dombrowski. Shot is up at the buzzer, and it's good. Sure sounded to me like that shot was up before the buzzer sounded. Make it 28-26. The first half is ended here on CTV. The referees confirm the bucket is good. That just gives us more reason for a great second half. It's 28-26, Port Huron Northern. Second half action after this.
St. Clair Home Goods and Ace Hardware is open 7 days a week in the Riverview Plaza. Everything you need in hardware, from wiring, paint, tools, outdoor equipment, and even picnic and camping items. Check the specials on Valspar Paint and the Ace Hardware specials. St. Clair Home Goods and Ace Hardware also has a complete gift department with candles, outdoor furniture, grills, and much, much more. St. Clair Home Goods and Ace Hardware. Come to the Murphy Inn and enjoy the pub atmosphere or the dining room, which both offer a diner's menu. Murphy Inn offerings include the best pizza, burgers, ribs, steak, and fish around. Plus, there are great daily specials such as endless pasta, chicken, or fish and chips. Karaoke is every Wednesday and Saturday from 8 p.m. until midnight. Murphy Inn hosts live entertainment each Thursday and Friday from 8 until midnight. The Bernhuber family appreciates the opportunity to serve you at the Murphy Inn.
Welcome back to high school basketball on CTV. Tom Brenner along with Brad Robbins. Brad, didn't get a whole lot of time to break it down, but the Saints ended that first half in a beautiful fashion. Yeah,
they did. Garrison Dombrowski did a nice job sticking his nose in, getting an extra possession. We kind of referenced what the Dombrowski boys bring to the table, and he kind of illustrated that perfectly to end the half, made the basketball game just 2-point game going into the locker room, and the Saints kind of weathered a couple of storms from the Huskies, got some big guys from the Huskies in some foul trouble, found a recipe for success in getting to the basket with some of their guards, and didn't shoot all that well. So their prospects moving into the second half, really not all that bad if they can continue to compete on the glass and get to the hole. should be more than competitive. Saints got a good shot to win this one against a team that they lost to by 14 last time at their place.
That game ended 61-47. We're on pace for 56-52 at this point as we get the third quarter underway. St. Clair will return with looks like their starters to me. They start the second half with a turnover.
Selleck just misfired. I think that was a good look, good switch, big on little for the Saints, but
Trey Kidd got it inside to Braden McGregor. He draws a foul on Eisenhart.
Last time McGregor was at the line, he didn't sell soft touch to anybody, so maybe a good foul here by Eisenhart.
First one up and
Jinx.
good.
Announcer jinx.
Second one up and also good. Make it 30-26. Good look inside. Zimmer couldn't quite handle it. Gonna be called a jump ball. Carter Stoner inside there with the basketball.
Good call by the official right there. When Zimmer went to catch it, he lost it a little bit, and I think both of them got their hands on it.
Possession arrow favored the Huskies. They bring the ball up. That's Trey Kidd, a 5'9" senior for Port Huron Northern. Good steal there by Sean Donaldson. He'll bring it back.
Donaldson, nice job. Just kind of out-tough James DeLong for a spot. I think DeLong wanted to curl toward the rim. Donaldson stepped in and took it. Leads to a basket on the other end for the Saints.
Schwager with a good-looking reverse layup. 30-28, Port Huron Northern on top. Stoner with a little fake, a little drive. Turns the basketball over. Zimmer with it. Gets it to Schwager. Looks up, nothing there. Will hold it. Back to Zimmer. Looks, Selleck on the wing. Looking inside at Eisenhart, not there. Back to Donaldson. Schwager once again looking for Zimmer. He goes away. Eisenhart working, not there. Zimmer from the free throw line up. That one rattles in and out. Good rebound there by Ryan McNeil.
Saints have had a lot of that tonight. In and out looks both from three and close range. I'm not sure any Saint is intent on allowing McGregor to make anything easy near the basket. They're going up pretty aggressive every time he catches in a good spot.
He's handling it pretty well, but you can see he's not too pumped about it. Port Huron Northern looking to trigger up to 6.5 to play here in the third quarter. They get it inside. McGregor kicks it back outside. Long three from Stoner is up. That one is all the way good. Make it 33-28.
Nice shot by Stoner. Good flip feed by McGregor. Good touch on that pass. I didn't give him any credit earlier. I called him clunky, and then he makes a pass like that. Much better.
Donaldson almost stolen there by Port Huron Northern. Schwager drives, goes up right hand. Foul going to be called on number 33, Ryan McNeil. He blocked it straight up but had the other hand out and made contact.
And you're going to hear the groaning from the fans, and what they don't realize is that he wasn't called for the hand up top. He was called for all the rest, which he is still responsible for. And when you get enamored with the block up top, there's no denying it, but the whole lower half of his body ran right into Austin Schwager, and that's still a block.
Just a sophomore, so I'm sure he's still kind of learning as he goes that when you're in the program at 6'6", you might as well get both those hands up. Not much jumping needed at that height. Second free throw up, no good. Brought down by McGregor.
Saints shooting struggles continue.
Looks like we got a little something going on the Port Huron Northern bench. Heard the referee announce a number, it sounded like, but it looks like a assistant coach or maybe a freshman or a JV coach is standing up and taking the blame.
Officials have a stoppage here. Talking to some administration to address something. I have no idea what. McGregor gets a good touch here. Let's see if they let him go up.
Camped out inside. Good defense there by Gleason and Donaldson. Eisenhart brings it up for the Saints. Under 6 minutes to go. Donaldson. Selleck back to Donaldson. Swings it in the corner. Gleason inside to Eisenhart. Reach in by McGregor. Going to be a foul called on McGregor for the reach in.
Oh, they got to They're going to get McNeil instead. Probably fortunate for the Huskies. I think Coach Jameson's got a legitimate gripe here. I think when McGregor went up, I don't know that was all ball underneath and didn't get a call. Probably doubly frustrates them that now they get a call at the other end.
Selleck with a drive, goes up left hand, tip there by McGregor. Foul going to be called. This one going to go against him.
That one he may have earned.
Saints have shot a lot of free throws in this game. I don't have an exact tally, but they're earning it from the line so far. First free throw from Selleck, up and good. Make it 33-29. Port Huron Northern on top.
Yeah, that's been the go-to play for the Saints. Just try to get to the hole and force the Huskies to be disciplined. And so far the Huskies haven't been very disciplined at the rim, but Saints got to capitalize and make some more foul shots. They've shot a lot of them, but their percentage hasn't been great.
Struggling a little bit from the line here so far. Carter Stoner got a little bit fancy, lost his dribble out of bounds. Saints take over. Donaldson inbounds it to Schwager.
Saints can afford to be aggressive, try to get Brady Gleason to touch on McGregor. McGregor's already got 3, so he's got to be a little bit more passive than typical.
Port Huron Northern comes away with it. They do have a little bit of numbers if they want it. Drive up and good. That's James DeLong, the 5'10 junior.
It's his 8th point of the night.
Schwager with the basketball for the St. Clair Saints. Looking to drive. Gleason. They get it inside. Eisenhart working on McNeil. Cross court pass. Schwager drives. Right hand back to Eisenhart. Corner 3 up. This one is short. Brought back by Port Huron Northern, and a reach-in foul far away from the basket. Foul at half court.
Eisenhart's missed every way that you can tonight, so the next shot's got to go in. He's been long, he's been short, he's been left and right. And he's a pretty good shooter. He knocked down a few threes the other night. Of course, it seemed like everybody knocked down a 3 the other night. Saints just the opposite today.
Huskies with a 6-point lead. 4:50 to play here in the third quarter on CTV. Tom Brenner, Brad Robbins with you. St. Clair got this ball game tied up in the second quarter. Huskies were able to pull back away. Another foul here, going to go against Sean Donaldson. He was working there against James DeLong. That'll be the 4th team foul against the Saints. Ryan Zimmer going to come back into the game for Matt Eisenhart. Saints with Selleck, Zimmer, Gleason, Donaldson, and Dombrowski. Huskies work it inside. That's McNeil working on Zimmer. Can't get the friendly roll to go, and Donaldson comes away with a rebound. Dombrowski brings the basketball up for the Saints.
Pretty disciplined defense on that possession by Ryan Zimmer. Forced a tough look for the 6'6" Ryan McNeil. Just missed it. Donaldson able to clean up on the backside rebound.
Selleck with a nice looking drive. Finishes with the left hand. It's 35-31.
Trey Young with a little bit of pressure coming back. That break's been good for Northern. Saints do a good job of getting out, getting in front of it this time.
DeLong on the wing, looking for McGregor, not there. Gleason with some good defense. He'll come away with, he couldn't quite grab the basketball. Josh Ward got it, and they'll get an offensive foul here against Ryan McNeil.
Dombrowski stepped in, anticipated as McNeil was trying to gather the basketball, wasn't paying attention to where he was in space. Dombrowski set up and took the charge. Good call by the official. Nice job by Garrison Dombrowski, and I don't know that it put a lot of blame on McNeil. He's just got to get the ball gathered up before he tries to go right to the cup.
I believe I heard the announcement there. That's the 4th foul against McNeil.
So with him with 4, McGregor with 3, Saints have made all their money tonight going to the basket like this.
Dombrowski blocked.
Might be able to get some inside touches with those guys in some foul trouble.
Kidd pushing the pace. 3 up and good. That's Josh Ward.
10 points for Josh Ward tonight. Kind of a quiet 10, but he's hit a couple of threes, and you can see he's not afraid to fire.
Donaldson looking for a screen, will drive, loses the handle. Gleason comes away with it. Goes up with a shot, can't quite get it. McGregor was there.
Wasn't left-handed.
38-31, Port Huron Northern. Drive up and foul going to be called. Looks like it'll go against Donaldson. James DeLong, the 5'10 junior, drew the contact.
McGregor did a nice job sealing off of his guy, opening space for James DeLong. James DeLong had a step on Sean Donaldson. put him in a trail position, and that's really the first Saint that's in any significant foul trouble.
5th team foul against the Saints. Port Huron Northern with 4. First free throw up and good for James DeLong. Number 34, Connor Rankin, will come in. He's a 6'5 senior. It seems like everybody's 6'3, 6'5, 6'6 for Port Huron Northern.
I'm
the
sure
lower comes in for the Saints.
I'm sure Coach Tanton would like to reach back and find a 6'5 or 6'6.
40-31, Huskies on top. Dombrowski takes a screen from Zimmer, drives to the lane, goes up with the right hand, draws a foul. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Good aggressive play by Dombrowski. Put about 3 Northern defenders in a tough spot. Drew the foul. Looks like Josh Ward's going to get the bingo foul there. I think there were 2 or 3 blue jerseys in the area that could have got it.
I don't think either of us has an exact tally, but especially with that one, it adds to my comment. I have a feeling the Saints might be talking 40-40 at this point if they were knocking down their free throws.
No doubt, no doubt. They've earned the opportunity to be at the line, but
second one up and good, make it 40-32.
The Saints aren't able to climb back in the game and win it. It'll be something that on film is going to be tough to justify. I think most of the in-game action is going to look good, but if you pause the tape and force the players to watch themselves at the foul line, it leaves a little bit to be desired right now.
Trey Kidd with a turnover, gives St. Clair the basketball, down 8. Dombrowski step through, Selleck wide open 3 in the corner is up and good, make it 40-35. The senior knocking down a big time 3 for the Saints.
Huskies aren't going to be happy with leaving one of the better shooters on St. Clair's team that open in the corner. And on the flip side of that, Coach Tanton's not going to be that happy that in transition they give up that easy of a layup.
That was Connor Rankin with the easy look from Trey Kidd. Dombrowski back over to Lohr. Corner, Gleason looking inside for Zimmer. He throws it in there to the big man. Got it. No touch, no good. Tries to tip it in, no good. Third time's a charm. It's good. Count that one in a foul. Make it 42-37. He'll go to the line and shoot 1.
Zimmer padding some offensive rebound stats. Get the second attempt at a tip to go. Isn't that how it works? If you just don't block out and get the rebound you're supposed to get, it just ends up going against you. And Northern finds that out as Zimmer toes the line.
2:06 to play in the third quarter here on CTV. Port Huron Northern 42. St. Clair 37, make it 37 still. Another missed free throw for the Saints. James DeLong brings it up for the Huskies. Back with the basketball, looking for that backdoor cut. Gleason steps in to cut it off. Looking to go up. Looked like he may have dragged a foot for a travel. Not called. Huskies struggling to keep the basketball. Looks like a timeout going to be called here by the veteran coach, Brian Jamison. Huskies were a little bit all over the place. He'll stop them from bleeding.
Saints have been all over that backdoor play. You can hear them calling the backdoor, backdoor, backdoor as soon as that formation starts. I think it's the assistant coach, Matt Disselrath, that I can hear from here calling it. But a nice job, and they really haven't given up anything on it. And Coach Jamison's got a lot of buckets over a lot of years on that play.
Minute 44 to go here in the third quarter. Tom Brenner, Brad Robbins, the guy PJ on the camera, doing a great job for us as always. Saints come back out of their timeout. They got Zimmer, Dombrowski, Selleck, Gleason, and Schweiger. They've gotten kind of in this 2, 3, 4, 5, somewhere in the 6 or 7 point deficit. Got to get it back to within 2, you'd think, if you're Coach Tanton and the Saints.
Yeah, they really just haven't seemed to break the glass and get through. A lot of that, I think, has been attributed to the cold shooting both at the free throw line and the three-point line. And then it does seem like every time they get into the discussion, James DeLong or Josh Ward have canned a big shot and extended the lead.
Looked like a little miscommunication from the Saints there maybe on defense. It's 45-37. Zimmer inside, draws a crowd, draws a foul.
Probably very frustrating for Coach Jamison and the Huskies. Some of their big men have allowed Ryan Zimmer or Brady Gleason, Matt Eisenhart to get some freewheeling cuts to the middle of the paint. And to the Saints' credit, they've shared the ball really well in there. And the big guys for Northern are drawing a lot of, being called for a lot of fouls. And part of it, it's not necessarily a problem at the basket. It's all the work that's done before that puts them in a bad spot. And the Saints doing a nice job going up strong.
First free throw is up and good for Zimmer. It's 45-38. The big men McNeil and McGregor on the bench right now for Port Huron Northern. Second free throw up and good. It's 45-39. Zimmer able to grab the Port Huron Northern turnover. Schwager in the corner thought about a three. Pulls up his dribble. He's going to turn this one over. Gleason somehow ends up with it. Mad scramble. Selleck ends up with it. Fakes, drives, left hand up. No good. Off-ball foul going to be called here on Zimmer. Went over the back.
Yeah, he's in a bad spot. Went up, tried to go get it anyways. And anytime you're behind and you start climbing up on people, it's going to be a push. McGregor checks back in. I believe he's still just holding on to 3 fouls, so it becomes less of a factor now.
Seems like any time there's one of those mad scrambles in high school basketball, usually a whistle ends up stopping it. Somebody commits a foul at some point. Huskies bring it back. They got a 6-point lead. We're under a minute to play in the third quarter on CTV. James DeLong thought about a three, gets it over to the wing. That's Josh Ward. Carter Stoner, corner three up, long. Selleck with the rebound. Back comes St. Clair. Dombrowski with the basketball. Gets it over Selleck. Nobody on him. Three up, good. Another big spot, another big three. Make it 45-42. 30 seconds to play in the third.
Scott Selleck's kind of taking the mantle as being the guy who's going to make some shots from the outside, keeping the Saints in the game right now. Austin Schwager did in the first half with some drives to the bucket, and here you see Scott Selleck assert himself.
Looks like the Huskies will try to hold for the last shot of the third quarter at 15 seconds to play. Ben Walton with the basketball. He picks up his dribble. DeLong drives, trying to get to the rim. Tough shot is up, no good. Gleason with the rebound. We're at 3 to go. 2. Long shot up, no good. Third quarter comes to a close. Port Huron Northern with a 3-point lead. It's 45-42. We're back with the fourth quarter after this.
Neiman's Family Market. Experience the Neiman's family difference. Fresh fruits and vegetables, where Michigan-grown products are featured daily. Local is more than what Neiman's sells. It's who they are. From Grandpa John's quality meats since 1952, featuring a complete meat and deli department, to Grandma Sophie's Bakery, to the Corner Cafe, even a complete pharmacy to serve you. That's what Neiman's Family Market is. Experience the Neiman family difference.
Welcome back to high school basketball on CTV. Tom Brenner, Brad Robbins. It's the fourth quarter. It's 45-42. Port Huron Northern is on top. St. Clair came into this one with an 8-4 overall record. Port Huron Northern 4-7.
Both teams kind of battling it out. They've got that, I think there's going to be some parity in the MAC Gold this year, so you want to make sure you protect your home floor, even if you weren't able to beat them on their home court.
McGregor finally got his first big moment, and he's got his second big moment, the big one, a tip slam.
And unfortunately, he didn't make a good decision after the dunk, and he slammed the basketball to the floor. They may just warn him for delay of game. Good heady play there by James DeLong on the break. Peeked back to see his buddy Braden behind him, threw it off the backboard, and let the big man slam it down, put the athleticism on display. So for all the folks that are going to make fun of the fact that I said clunky, rest assured he can get up and down.
Dombrowski lost it. He tried to kind of box out some Huskies until his teammates got there, not there. This one's going to go off with Zimmer. Huskies keep the basketball.
Actually a pretty smart play by Dombrowski because he knew when he got into no man's land, he had to let it go if they had a shot. Now in hindsight, it might have been better just to take the turnover, reset the defense. But
Stoner from way back, and that one is good. Carter Stoner showing some serious distance here tonight. Make it 50-42 Port Huron Northern. Tip slam dunk into 3. Big start to the fourth quarter for the Huskies. Gleason on the baseline, backs his man down, goes to his left hand, drops it to Zimmer. Can't quite finish, and the Huskies rebound.
Better defense by McGregor there, stayed straight up, used that big body to put a little pressure on Zimmer through the shot.
Long turns it over. Here comes Schwager. He's got Selleck. He tried to get it there, and a good kick ball there by number 22, the senior Josh Ward.
Good idea by Schwager, trying to thread the needle with a bounce pass. Nice job by the Huskies to get a kick on it.
Saints trying to weather this storm a little bit. Donaldson up top.
Big possession here for the Saints. Got to find a bucket.
Schwager looking for Zimmer, back over Gleason. Saints with not much movement going here. Gleason was kind of trying to get that going. Zimmer up top. He's got McGregor on him. Schwager on the wing, backing his man down. Drives, goes up with the right hand. No good. Brought down by Ben Walton. He'll dribble it up and get it over to DeLong. 6 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. St. Clair down 8.
Just as big as that offensive possession was, this is as big a defensive possession. You kind of can feel it where Northern can kind of take command of the game in the fourth quarter here if the Saints aren't able to get a stop. So time to buckle down if you're wearing a white jersey.
Huskies running that offense where they had Ward and Stoner both trying to get to a wing to get open for 3. They've knocked down many threes tonight. Stoner with the basketball in his hands now. There's that backdoor action, not there. Huskies will probably be patient the rest of the way. Not going to do anything crazy.
No, they're going to be methodical just like this and wait for the Saints to overplay. And here you get a backdoor cut that ultimately leads to some foul shots.
Josh Ward looked like he maybe got hit in the nose or the eye. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Foul goes to Schwager.
Saints played pretty good defense for most of that possession, but as time wears on, if there are no turnovers, all of a sudden you get the blue team running toward the rim.
5:37 to go here in the fourth. St. Clair down 8.
Schwager, that's big for him as that's going to be his 4th foul. 5:37 to play. Tough call if you're Coach Tanton. You probably feel like you need him on the floor as he's been one of the more offensive catalysts in this one. So you might just roll the dice and ride it out, feeling like this is a part where you're probably letting it slip a little bit.
Senior Josh Ward knocked down his first free throw. Makes it 51-42. Second free throw is up, and that one's also good. Huskies got their lead up to 10 now with 5:37 to go in the fourth.
Coach Tanton did decide to bring Matt Eisenhart in and let Sean Donaldson move to the 1. So Austin Schwager will take a seat for the time being.
Donaldson drives, kicks it. Selleck 3 up, a little fadeaway action in the corner, but Donaldson comes away with it. He draws a foul on Josh Ward.
Nice hustle there by Donaldson. Gets inside. Sean's a tough guy. He gets a lot of scrappy points. Had a really hot shooting stretch the other night. Still trying to get it going here. The fourth quarter will be a good spot for him to get hot.
Free throw up and good. He'll shoot another one, make it 52-43. Saints with Eisenhart, Selleck, Donaldson, Gleason, and Zimmer. Second free throw up. This one rattles around and goes through. Deficit down to 8 now.
Doing just enough to stay within shouting distance here. Port Huron Northern's going to run clock. Saints have to be aggressive.
Along with a drive, they're going to get a little reach-in foul. Looks like it'll go against Zimmer.
Nobody for St. Clair in all that notable foul trouble outside of Schwager. So they can afford to be aggressive on the ball.
Both teams heading towards a double bonus. 5:15 to go in the fourth. 5'10" junior. Knocks it down.
Been impressed with DeLong today. Good shooting, into double digits now. Just a 5'11" slight young man, but
Zimmer did it on the rebound there, missed it. Hard foul committed by Zimmer there on McGregor. He's not happy about it. He lets Zimmer know about it.
I got to be honest with you. In watching that play unfold, although Zimmer's going to get most of the credit for all the pain instilled on McGregor there, Matt Eisenhart was the one pulling his arm down on the back end. And Eisenhart might have got away with that a little bit because Zimmer went up top and actually had a decent-looking block up top, but Eisenhart's holding on to the other hand. Made it look a little worse than maybe it really was.
Free throw up and good. Certainly got a little rise out of the crowd.
There's no doubt about it. I will give McGregor full marks because the Saints have come right at him, haven't backed down from him, been, I will say, aggressive at the least when he looks to go to the cup, and he's held his composure together pretty well.
Second free throw was no good, and the Saints actually gave up another offensive rebound, but then an offensive foul goes against Port Huron Northern, so they get the basketball back. They're down 10 once again. We're at about 5 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Eisenhart looking inside for Zimmer, not there. Gleason back to Zimmer, top of the key. Selleck pumps, drives, dribbles, picks it up. Eisenhart looking for Donaldson. He'll drive in, draw a little contact, no good. No foul called, and back come the Huskies.
Good no
Gleason
call by
gets
the
spun
officials.
around. This one's up and good. No good. Eisenhart pulls it down. Here comes Zimmer on the break. DeLong in pursuit. Zimmer goes up for the dunk and misses it, and Stoner comes away. James along with the basketball for Port Huron Northern. He settles it, gets it over to Stoner. Eisenhart all up on him. He commits a foul. Really far away from the basket. Coach Tanton probably not so pumped about that one, especially with the way we've seen the way Stoner shoots threes. I imagine the guy can shoot free throws.
Yeah, all signs would point to that. He's had some hot shooting. A little bit of misfortune there for the Saints. They get out on a break. Ryan Zimmer goes for the dunk. Kind of rattled out on him.
Hindsight's some blood or sweat or something on the court.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it. There's been a lot of bodies on the floor today. There's no doubt about that. And the looks like Husky behind the bench gets full marks for being on the cleanup crew.
Looks like a fan favorite up there in Fort Gratiot area. Stoner, I got him.
You jinxed him.
He's knocked down about 5 Steph Curry distance threes. Misses his first free throw.
Well, he is allowed to back up all the way if he'd like.
Second one rattles its way in, make it 55-44. He'll exit the basketball game. Kidd in for him. Donaldson with the basketball, takes a Zimmer screen, keeps his dribble alive. Takes another one, gets to the wing, looking inside for Gleason, not there. He'll take a shot. That one's up and good. It's a 3. And that'll take a St. Clair timeout. They get themselves back within 8. It's 55-47.
As I'm looking at that play develop and I'm looking at the clock and the score, I was just about to have the words come out of my mouth that the Saints are really going to not have the ability to be methodical. They're going to pretty much have to go down and try to get something pretty quick on every possession. And Sean Donaldson right on cue kind of comes off the bounce on the right-hand side, pulls up and delivers. And they're going to have more possessions with a little urgency because on the other end of it, Coach Jameson's reminding his guys, I think, of a missed assignment there, and also that they just want to run clock down here, being that they have an 8-point lead. But I think they miscommunicated on a switch versus not a switch, and it left Sean Donaldson all by himself, so he took advantage accordingly.
So tough, and especially when you're down 11 or so, you are, like you said, you're trying to get some shots up quickly. It's tough to do when the Huskies are obviously not going to just let you run your offense and get open looks.
No doubt about it. And they've done a nice job tonight out on the perimeter. I don't think the Saints have had a bevy of outside looks that have been freewheeling outside looks. They've done a better job maybe in the later half of the second quarter and then throughout now of altering shots at the rim and bothering St. Clair's dribble drive game. But if I'm the Huskies and Saints get a freewheel drive, I probably foul them and put them at the line, as the Saints still need to do a little work to prove that they're going to consistently make their foul shots.
Huskies with the basketball. They're up 55-47. Kidd with it, brings it over the timeline, loses the handle but recovers. He's double teamed. Looks like they're going to call a jump ball. Possession arrow still favors the Huskies.
Still a good job by the trap there. Lenarski comes into the game, gives them that defensive spark. That's going to change the possession arrow here.
Kidd triggers, gets it into DeLong. Saints showing a little bit of a zone here.
Another jump by Donaldson.
Good pressure.
Sticking to it.
Eisenhart almost stepped in. They're going to get him with a foul.
He did. Not in very good position. Turned his shoulder. Bumped into him.
Got caught somewhere between I'm going for the steal and I'm going to back up and get myself in a good spot. Number 24, Ben Walton, 6'3", senior, goes to the line. First one up and long. Doesn't look like the most comfortable person at the free throw line. 3:54 to go. We're here in the fourth quarter on CTV. Second one up. That one looks good. 56-47. Port Huron Northern on top. Under 4 minutes to go. Donaldson pushes it up. Takes a screen from Zimmer. Drives baseline. Goes up with a right hand. It's too hard. Back come the Huskies. Reach-in foul committed there by Donaldson.
Yeah, nice drive by Donaldson. Didn't get his body quite squared in the air and overshot his landing. Then on the back end trying to make a play. He's now in official foul trouble with 4. Saints are in dire need of a momentum shift.
First free throw up, no good there for Josh Ward. Dombrowski comes in for Donaldson.
Interesting to see how long Coach Tanton holds out with Donaldson and Schweiger on the bench here with 3:44 left in the game.
Second free throw up. This one also no good. Zimmer able to come down with this one. Tried to get it down Dombrowski. It was tipped away there by Josh Ward. Basketball remains with the Saints.
Dombrowski got a little piece of his own medicine there as a
Right.
Husky poked their head back in and tried to get a quick steal on the inbound.
Almost a little miscommunication. Turnover by the Saints. They were able to maintain, though. Lenarski over to Selleck, looking inside Zimmer. He looks to turn to his right hand, right shoulder. Gets it to Eisenhart in the corner. That 3 up, no good. His shooting struggles continue, but Dombrowski comes away with an offensive rebound, and he draws a foul.
Husky foul number 11, James DeLong. His second, team's
Just the
10th.
second foul there on the junior, James DeLong.
Just as I mentioned earlier, and I said the Saints couldn't find really a way to break through the glass and kind of get that lead. It was always kind of in that 3-4 area. I'm sure Coach Jamison and the Huskies are feeling like the Saints just won't go away. You know, it's been they've got it up close to double digits, and the Saints seem to make a 3 to make it 8 again. And now just kind of hanging around in that 8 area, which is, you know, it's still striking distance with this time left.
Second free throw is up. He knocks them both down. 56-49. 7-point Husky lead. See if the Saints can turn them over. At the very least, they're going to make it difficult. Good deflection there by Gleason. They push the pace. Zimmer pulls it down, almost traveled, keeps it. Lenarski drive. Back to Zimmer. Up top, Dombrowski swings it to Selleck. He wants that 3 so bad. Pumps, gets his man to go. Zimmer inside, Selleck. He's isolated, kicks it back up top. Saints will look to get something going on their offense. Dombrowski drives, goes up with a right hand, no good. Rebounded by Walton. Back comes Kidd. 2:45 to go. Inside, Selleck with another steal, saves it to Gleason. Saints making it happen on defense. Now it's got to happen on offense. Down 7. Dombrowski, Gleason drives, floater, good.
Saints doing a good job on the back end of this press. Looks like every time the Huskies have a wide open man, but somebody from the backside floods in and gets the steal.
DeLong picks it up in a tough spot. McGregor able to pull it down with that big frame.
Huskies up 5, going to try to run a lot of clock here. Saints got to keep the pressure on. It's getting to that critical time whether they want to foul or not.
Good hustle by Selleck. He's laying it all on the line here with his Saints down 5. 2:09 to go in the fourth quarter. Every possession, offense and defense, going to matter from here on out. James DeLong with the basketball, brings it over the timeline. Gets it over in the corner. Kidd, 3 on its way up, no good. He almost got his own rebound. Selleck comes away with it. Lenarski drives. Zimmer, mid-range jumper, up, rattles its way and rolls and spins its way through. Don't look now, but the Saints are only down 3.
They won't go away. And, you know, it's interesting. We saw Ryan Zimmer. He's taken a lot of like 12-footers tonight, and they've all rattled out. And that one might have been the worst-looking one that he's taken, and that one finds a way to spin all the way around, use it all, and go in. He was due. He rattled out about 5 jumpers and a dunk, so he can have that one, and it brings the Saints within 1 possession, which is where Coach Jamison and his crew did not want to be. I'm sure Trey Young right now, or Trey Kidd, excuse me, is getting a lecture about the corner 3 that he took when they probably wanted to put the Saints in a position to foul some of those good foul shooters that they have.
He's probably also mentioning, hey, when we're breaking that press, I know it looks like we're about to get the big man an easy dunk, don't just throw it down there because the Saints have deflected it a couple times in a row now. It's okay to hold the basketball and reset our offense.
But that's what the press will do. It gives that false
Tempts
urgency on the offensive end to do things that they don't have to do. So smart for Coach Tan to just leave it on.
Saints with that press. McGregor gets it over. Ben Walton. Kidd with the basketball, going to drive over to McGregor. Back up to Kidd. You're exactly right.
Did a nice
the Huskies
job.
Got the message.
They flipped their personnel and brought the bigs up front for the catch and then allowed their guard to catch in the middle. And that ball was not touched.
Huskies turn it over. Brian Jamieson wanted the foul. There was a little contact at midcourt, but the turnover was pretty much already done at that point. Pretty sure that's why the officials swallowed their whistle.
Lobbying for a call. I honestly just got lost in watching the basketball float away. It was not a good pass, and it was not touched. I didn't see what happened before that.
There was a little contact. The Husky who maybe had a chance to go run it down, but the ball was already heading out of bounds, so I don't think a ref's going to make that call. Saints with the basketball down 3. It's 56-53 Port Huron Northern. We're at 1:15 to go in the fourth quarter. Dombrowski drives, gets it inside Gleason, got a good look, he draws contact. Foul goes against Josh Ward. Gleason to the line to shoot 2 with the Saints down 3.
Seen that a number of times tonight. I mentioned it before. The Saints have done a good job of pinning guys at 2 feet. Brady Gleason, Ryan Zimmer at times, and Eisenhart did it a couple times. They're beating their guy to a spot, and we're feeding him, and then forcing the Huskies to be in a tough position to shoot the basketball, or to defend the shot, and then, obviously it looked there like Josh Ward was almost blocking Gleason out before Gleason had the opportunity to shoot the basketball, and he's able to get himself to the foul line.
Clock stops at 1:13 to go in the fourth. First free throw up and good. It's 56-54. The Saints are back within 2. We've only been tied or within 2, I believe, once in this game. Second free throw up. That one's also good. The Saints are within 1. 56-55. 1:10 to go. Strategy changes for both teams after those free throws are made. Kidd over to Walton. He's in the corner. He drives. Nobody home. Walton goes up. Easy layup. Make it 58-55. Under a minute to go.
Missed assignment on the back end for the Saints at a big time. Still one possession game.
Lenarski. Gleason back to Dombrowski. Saints don't need to rush it. Takes a screen, drives. Dombrowski no good. Zimmer there for the tip. It's good. Make it a 1-point lead. 58-57. Port Huron Northern breaks it. Kidd inside. McGregor. Layup up and good. Back and forth we go. It's 60-57 Port Huron Northern. Dombrowski guarded by Kidd. Takes a Zimmer screen. Looking to draw contact. Goes up with the right hand. He knocks it down and he'll shoot 1. Saints down 1 with a chance to tie it at the free throw line.
Dombrowski does a good job getting to the cup with 26 seconds left. A little more aggression and vigor out of the Saints on offense here. Hope to make this shot and get that press back in order. Last time it was a little helter-skelter.
Free throw up and no good, so the Saints remain down 1. 24 seconds to go.
Coach Tanton urging his guys to get up. See how
Saints
long they
may
go
have
without
to foul.
fouling.
That was awfully close to a jump ball, but Saints were electing to foul, so the official more likely than not will call it.
Yeah, it's always a double-edged area when you're a coach and when you watch the officials. You want them to err on the side of common sense there and not let it go on too long, because then it puts your guys in a position to probably get an intentional foul, and that's certainly not the intent of the foul. So
Right.
you get in that borderline, was that malicious or not? And so if you're an official and you understand the game, you're going to be pretty quick on the whistle in that situation.
Josh Ward, a senior at the line to shoot the free throws. First one rattles in. 61-59. Port Huron Northern on top. Saints make a substitution. Lenarski goes out. Donaldson comes in.
The Saints could go back in a time machine here. I'm thinking they would probably not try and foul Josh Ward, who's played phenomenal tonight. Not even a starter, but 5'11" senior guard showing out here in the St. Clair High School gymnasium.
18 seconds to go. He knocks down the second one. Saints will need a three-point play or a three-pointer. 62-59. Coach Tanton calls timeout. If you're in the huddle, what are we seeing?
I think right now, if you got all your options available to you, I think going to the cup might be the play here. St. Clair's had a lot of success getting to the rim. If the guy gets in and can shrink the defense and leave a couple of your shooters in the corner where they're comfortable, you're looking for that kick-out play. It'll depend on how Coach Jamieson looks to defend it, which if he has another timeout, Coach Tanton might take one right away when they bring the ball across half court. and try to draw something up for a zone. But, yeah, I think you got all your options available. I don't think you have to go for a 3, but if it presents itself, I wouldn't shy away from it either.
18 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. This has been a great basketball game here at St. Clair High School.
Took a while to get going for the Saints. Took a while to get it off the ground. They've kind of just been fighting their way back into it. I don't know that they've led at any time in this basketball game.
So.
And, but all that matters is if you can find a way to be leading when the clock doesn't have any time left on it. And with 18 seconds left, they still have a shot at doing that. This is obviously a big spot for them. And then talking about if you do get a bucket, how you're going to set up your defense and how many timeouts you have left and all those things that you need your guys to know.
Saints return with Donaldson, Dombrowski, Zimmer, Gleason, and Selleck.
Yeah, I like something going hard at the rim here if I'm the Saints with all this full court pressure.
Selleck set up in the corner. Dombrowski brings it up. Zimmer, Donaldson.
Going to go for the 3.
Zimmer cuts to the basket. Selleck with the basketball. Loses the handle. 6 seconds to go.
Might
5.
see Coach Jamison
Dombrowski.
Foul.
3 on the clock. 2. He's going to have to hoist. He draws a little contact. Shot up is no good. That's the way this ball game will end. 62-59 is the final. Port Huron Northern leaves a hard-fought basketball game with a victory.
That didn't work out. Saints tried to battle and unfortunately came up on the losing end here on their home court. Going to have to battle their way back into the Matt Gold race because they're going to need some help, I believe, at this point for them to make noise in that regard. Kids played hard. Kids always play hard. Unfortunately, somebody's got to win, somebody's got to lose, and all the size of the Huskies bothered the Saints a little bit, on the stretch run.
St. Clair will move to 3-4 in the gold, 8-5 overall. Port Huron Northern moves to 3-4 in the conference, 5-7 overall. St. Clair, if you're them, what do you got to do to move on from this point?
I think practice shooting some foul shots will probably help
true,
you. Now you're reflecting on a game where you had an opportunity to tie it at the end and you didn't make foul shots early. I think going to the basket worked well for them, so you got to get a little cleaner looks at the beginning of the game and then not let your opponent on your floor come out and go on an 8-0 statement run to start the game. All that can be addressed. I think they probably will feel like they could have played a little bit better, but got to like the way that they battled and hung in against a team that beat them up pretty good. And the Huskies, to their credit, they had some, and obviously the emphasis is on all their size, but really the James DeLong and Carter Stoner and Josh Ward off the bench. Wow. Really nice job out of some of their smaller players. So nothing to hang your head about. You can't lose the next game because you lost the one before it, so you just get better, move on, and look to get your next league win.
Good-looking basketball game here on CTV. We thank you for watching. For Tom Brenner, Brad Robbins, our guy PJ on camera, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
This CTV sports presentation has been brought to you by St. Clair Chevy, Buick GMC, We Care. By Murphy Inn Restaurant and Hotel in St. Clair. By North Star Bank, North Star guiding the way. By Neiman's Family Market. By St. Clair Home Goods and Ace Hardware. And by CTV Community TV in Marine City in St. Clair.